off the top and sort of trickled down.
But either way, it's an 0-1 count on Luke Bonfield, who swings and drives this one deep to left field. That one is into the trees. Luke Bonfield with a 2-run blast to left. 3-run blast to left, excuse me. And the game is 8-0 Wareham on the 3rd home run of the night. He needed to get it going, and he really has. He's 3 for 4 today. Luke Bonfield has been really impressive today. And now Wareham with a commanding 8-0 lead over the Harbor Hawks as Connor Green's struggles continue. He only has retired 2 in this inning. He got the first 2 batters out on strikeouts, and now 2 consecutive walks. That's what that does to you. One swing of the bat, it's an 8-0 game.
Little message to the Wareham Gatemen right now, looking at their dugout. Hey guys, this is a lot of fun. This is very fun when you put up this many runs. This is a great time right now, and they're shutting up this home crowd of the Harbor Hawks. Wow, man, it is silent.
It is a good crowd here in Hyannis as the pitch to John Topa, the 5-hitter, comes on the inside corner for a strike. Big, solid crowd here in Hyannis as this one's driven out to deep right center. And that one is to be caught by the center fielder Mangum, covering a lot of ground, moving over to his left. And the side is retired. We will head to a quick Cape League update with our great host, Jacob Toby. Jacob?
Thank you very much, Sam. Let's start it off with one of the final scores, 6-3, the Harwich Mariners over the Cotuit Cavaliers. Jordan Verdon, a home run in the 7th to break a 3-3 tie versus Cotuit. He was 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs today. Brewster Stores 4 in the 7th. Chandler Taylor, a 3-run shot. He goes 2 for 3 with 4 RBIs. The Whitecaps take a 7-4 lead, excuse me. They are in the top of the 9th. That one 2 outs away from being a final score. Take it back to Yarmouth Dennis. The Red Sox over the Anglers. They're up 8-11. They're up 11-8 rather. They scored 9 runs in the bottom of the 8th on a wild pitch, a drop third strike, a couple home runs. One of the solo shots coming from Kyle Isbell. They take the 11-8 lead in the bottom of the 8th. In the Orleans Firebirds in the bottom of the 6th are up 1-0 in Bourne over the Braves. Jimmy Herron, an RBI double for the Firebirds. Guys, back to you. A lot of scoring tonight.
Yeah, 3 runs for the Gatemen in the top half of that 6th inning, as it looks like Justin Montgomery is back out here for Wareham for his 3rd inning of work.
Yeah, and going back to one of those scores Jacob just read us, the Western Division leading Cotuit Cavaliers, they'll now drop to 4-3 on the season after having a 4-0 start. At the beginning of today, Hyannis was only half a game back of the Cavaliers. If this score holds, the Gatemen will march closer to, being in contention for a playoff spot. We're going to keep a close eye on Brewster, too, where the Falmouth Commodores are playing.
And depending on that outcome in the Bourne game, Bourne is sitting at just 3-1 right now, I believe. Maybe 3-2.
They're 3-1 right now.
3-1.
We're waiting on the Orleans score.
But only 4 games played for our friends over in Bourne. That's tough. A lot of makeup games for them to work with here in this season. They're not getting those games done, not getting them out of the way. They're going to have to play a lot later in this season.
Their weather is the exact same as Wareham, so that just...
We just haven't had any home games.
And, Spillane is always ready to be played on.
Spillane, one of the most elite fields, as the pitch comes in for a strike on the 9-hitter, Hunter Stovall, out of Mississippi State. Lined up the middle, and a good play changing to his left. Makes the play at first. Baird to Bonfield to retire Stovall on just 2 pitches.
Stovall has Jaron Duran-like speed, and Baird, with an outstanding throw, was the only reason that Stovall isn't still on first base. Man, he almost beat that one out. Almost another infield single that we've seen in this game, but Baird, he hasn't been doing it with the bat for the Gatemen, but his glove, his arm, his work in the field, it's Jeter-esque. It's really good.
Montgomery in his 3rd inning of work, the big righty, delivers lined up the middle for a base hit into center field by the leadoff hitter Mangum, another Mississippi State player. And he's on for the 2nd time today, reached on an E6 back in the 4th.
Yeah, so he reached before on that error by Baird, and there was nothing Baird could have done that, or any of the Gatemen fielders could have done about that time. That was just sent right back to where it came from, the pitcher's mound. pitch down the middle of the plate, and Justin Montgomery knows it. Still some action in the Gatemen bullpen.
And Reese Hampton is going to step in. He is 0 for 2 today. Some action in the bullpen. Do we know what kind of action or not yet?
Noah Zavalis was warming up earlier for the Gatemen. We might see him.
Montgomery delivers on the outside corner. Good pitch there to Reese Hampton, as he didn't like that call.
Well, I think that was a strike from here, and that's not just me being a homer for the Gatemen. That the strike zone has certainly cleaned up since the third inning.
The UNC Charlotte outfielder drives this one the other way through the 5-6 hole for a base hit. Reese Hampton on with a single, and now 2 men on with 1 out for Hyannis as they're down by 8 runs, trying to get something mounted here. Better do it sooner than later if you want to mount a comeback somewhat against the Gatemen here.
I bet you they don't push any runs across in this inning, Sam, and you know why? The guy on the mound, Justin Montgomery, the word I would use to describe him, resiliency, perseverance. I mean, in the Harwich game, he had bases loaded and no outs twice against him. So he works into some trouble, and then he got out both of those jams. He got out of the jam the first time he was up in this game.
First time today that Hyannis has had 2 runners on at the same time. And just the second time they've had a runner in scoring position. The pitch comes in on the outside corner to Daniel Robinson for a strike. 0-1 from Montgomery as he's getting ahead in the count. This one's slammed out to center field. Going back is Angelini, and he makes the play. Tagging to third is the runner at second, Mangum, and he's going to be safe easily there as that ball was hit out to deep center. So a fly out for Robinson on that first pitch, and 2 down here in the 6th inning as Montgomery, this inning is his.
Yeah, that sack really doesn't matter all that much. A run doesn't score. You just send a speedy guy to third that he would have scored on a base hit to the outfield with 2 outs anyway, so I would not be too concerned if I were Gatemen fans right now. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. Montgomery, he's facing the cleanup hitter, but Dominic DiCaprio is 0 for 2 today.
DiCaprio, a .366 hitter we mentioned earlier in this broadcast at Rice University, as Montgomery steps off and does a little double pick-off fake move towards third, then towards first. We've seen that a few times from a few different pitchers so far this season, just scaring them back to their bases. And comes in, ball in the dirt. 1-1 now, or 1-0 on DiCaprio. I got ahead of myself. I forgot about that Robinson flyout after he got down on the count 0-1.
You really want to get DiCaprio out here. Newstrom and Donovan, the guys on deck, both have hits today.
Just inside from Montgomery. 2-0. Just inside Montgomery. Montgomery, the big tall righty, facing the righty at the plate. Grounded to second. Duran gonna go to first instead of second, makes the play, and the side is retired. The Hyannis Harbor Hawks fail to score yet again. They get 2 hits and leave 2 on base. We'll go to the 7th inning here on the Gatemen Baseball Network. It's an 8-0 lead for Wareham.
The Cape Cod Baseball League is all about family, and it's all about fun. Friendly's is all about family and fun and is proud to sponsor the 2017 baseball season. Friendly's, life with extra sprinkles.
Baseball Factory, a proud partner of the Cape League since 1991, holds over 600 events nationwide for players ages 8 through 18, including 3 training weeks here in the Cape. Baseball Factory alumni have played on every Division I college program across the nation, plus 400 have made it to the majors. Visit baseballfactory.com to learn how you can build your way to greatness.
Curry College offers 14 NCAA Division III athletic teams in sports such as football, baseball, softball, basketball, hockey, soccer, lacrosse, tennis, cross country, and volleyball. Read about the success of the Curry Colonels and their championship teams. It's all online at www.curry.edu.
It's the top half of the 7th inning here in Hyannis. The Gatemen have an 8-0 lead. They've lost their last 4 games, but here they are. They've only scored this many runs once this year, as it was back in the 2nd game of the season at Harwich where they won 9-0. So it's really been all or nothing for the Gatemen so far this season. Ricky Constant is the new pitcher for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. It's the first lefty we've seen today coming in for Hyannis. Constant coming in from UMass Lowell, a teammate of Gatemen pitcher Andrew Ryan, the Nashua, New Hampshire native down in southern New Hampshire, standing at 6'5", another tall guy on this Harbor Hawks pitching staff. Had 10 strikeouts in 15 innings this year for the River Hawks. Fastball, curveball, changeup combo. And hasn't had tons of college experience with just 17 earned runs in a career 15 innings. Played back at home for the Nashua Silver Knights, going 3-0 with a 2.9 ERA and 45 strikeouts.
Well,
so
Connor Green's day is done for the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. In an inning and 2/3 of work, gave up 3 hits, 6 runs, but only 4 of them earned. 2 of them went to Kevin Coulter, the original starter. Ricky Constant looking to do a little better than his Harbor Hawks teammates.
Constant, the lefty, facing the right-handed batter in Anchia. Anchia hit that 3-run shot back in the 5th inning. The first of 2 3-run shots for the Gatemen. The last one coming from Bonfield back in the 6th. As that ball's in the dirt. Anchia's, more impressively, was that Anchia's 3-run shot was to the opposite field. And that was quite a bomb, although the bigger bomb was from Luke Bonfield in that last inning. That one traveled quite a distance. As that one hit him, Anchia is going down to first. He's been hit for the 2nd time today. That one hit him right in the behind. And a leadoff hitter aboard for Wareham.
He seems just fine, and man, Anchia's been on base every single time he's come up to the plate today. Actually, I mean, he didn't stay on base after his 3-run home run. He just jogged around him instead. So, hit by pitch, single, home run, hit by pitch, and a 3 RBI day, by the way. Outstanding.
And the pitch comes on the inside corner to Shadid as he pulled a bunt attempt back. Thought that one was inside, and it's 0-1 on Andy Shadid out of Bradley, who's 1 for 3 today. Singled back in the 5th and stole a base before Nick Angelini's fly out to center ended that inning. And this one's popped up foul. Off the light post and lands right in front of some fans over here, scaring some fans. We've seen a couple close calls. That foul ball earlier in this game actually almost hit Connor Federico. We didn't know because we were so focused on the game, but it landed right next to him.
I would have been fine.
He would have been fine, he says. He's not wearing a helmet, though. He's wearing a headset. It could have hit the headset. Shadid, the righty, facing Constant with a really interesting release. Breaking ball goes outside on Shadid. He's now down 1-2. But yeah, a interesting release for that lefty Constant. Not quite sidearm, but kind of short arm motion a little bit. Big leg kick.
I plan on talking about it once I figure out what the heck it is.
It's really interesting looking. It's hard to even describe from this angle. It turned out to be a gorgeous night here in Hyannis.
Yeah.
I have just noticed that the weather here has really turned out after there was about a 50% chance to rain. The lefty deals to Shadid, popped straight up in the air to the shortstop Proctor, Ford Proctor that is, not the other Proctor who's not in the lineup today. Ford Proctor makes the play, and Shadid is retired on a P6. Nick Angelini is going to step in now. He is one of the only Gatemen in this lineup without a hit today. One of just 3 without a hit. Angelini, Baird following him is without a hit, and John Topa, who's usually one of the stronger hitters in this lineup, has been held hitless in his 4 at-bats so far. Pitch to Angelini on the inside corner, 0-1.
A swarm of Gatemen must have gone up to John Topa before the game today and said, hey, why don't you relax this time and let some of us do some of the work. And, man, these Gatemen in the 1, 2, 3, and 4 spots have absolutely taken the driver's seat today.
Pitch inside to the 8-hitter Angelini out of Bryant, the outfielder. Angelini hit .333 this year at Bryant. A .940 on base plus slugging, so he can hit for power and for contact. And also can work some walks. The pitch comes in on outside, 2-1 on Angelini from Bedford, New Hampshire. A former member of the Hyannis Harbor Hawks, very briefly last year, but still suited up for these blue and orange Harbor Hawks here at McKeon Park. Pitch outside, now a 3-1 count as Ricky Constance trying to settle himself down here with a runner on first in the bottom half, or top half, excuse me, of this 7th inning. Fouled away over our heads down the first base side. Full count now coming up on Angelini. This is road game number 6 for Wareham this season. The second one of 3 here in Hyannis. And they've only played 2 home games at Spillane Field, so the rest of the schedule will slightly favor them, as that one swung on and fouled away by Angelini. Looked like it might have gone into the mask of the catcher DiCaprio before coming out towards us on the first base side. Picked up by the on-deck batter Ben Baird, doing the work of the great ball boys slash girls that we have. I can't really see what it is today over that high wall here in Hyannis.
Well, we've got two bat kids, we'll just call them, over there on the third base side for Hyannis.
The lefty Constant with a runner on first, stares him down, then goes towards the plate and went behind Angelini. Lord. And jogging down to second is Anchia. Wow, and it hit Angelini, I guess. Or was that a walk? It was a walk.
Yeah.
But Angelini down to first. That ball went behind him. We don't see that very often here at this level.
I just saw him shoot a glance at his teammates in the dugout, and he's, you know, thanking his lucky stars that that one didn't hit him straight in the knee, because that had plenty of velocity from the lefty Constant. But, man, not often at this level do you see a ball literally go behind a batter. And now Ben Baird, he's been struggling. He has an opportunity now.
Ben Baird with 1 out here in the 9-hole. So 2 runners on for Ricky Constant in the Hyannis Harbor Hawks on no hits. Baird drives this one deep to center field, and Mangum gets under it. Tagging from second is Anchia, and he's into third safely. So a fly out to center by Ben Baird now has first and third for the Gatemen with 2 out here in the 7th inning.